and it is called The Sickos Segment! So these sickos are having a hard time with Mariah May leaving, the Kool-Aid, and he's photoshopped a WWE mug there. This guy says, the thing is, she's leaving a high-quality division for one that is plagued with problems, both in terms of presentation and booking, and signing up for less money is becoming a strange and recurring issue. Because money's not everything, and I know that we all want money would make everyone happier, 100%. But it's also not everything. Once you get money, then you go, okay, now what? You still need fulfillment in life. Jesus Christ. This guy says, imagine signing with WWE when they're doing all-time profits and you take less money for a potential WrestleMania moment. LMA. I would love to know Kevin Nash's thoughts on wrestlers taking less money for WrestleMania moments. See, these people are dumb. They don't understand how business works. And it's less money up front, man, but it's more money in the long run. The potential to become John Cena or a household name or a Becky Lynch is there. That's not there in AEW. So that's why Tony front loads the cash. Are you guys not dumb? Do you not understand business, how business works? Right? Like if wrestling was salary capped, Tony would be, and WWE would put them out of business, So I quote tweeted this because this AEW Cero Miedo literally is telling people, just don't watch the buy-in and it's fine. Great value for money. I'd rather have more wrestling for my money, advertisements and constant recaps. So now the AEW sickos are telling other sickos, just don't watch AEW. Don't watch the buy-in and Mariah May and Anna Jay where they break their nose. Don't watch May and Jay where they break their nose, dude. Don't watch that because if there's too much wrestling, just only watch the pay-per-view where there's too much wrestling. They're going to eat themselves up. So people ask why there's a lot of fans that never give AEW a chance. This is one of the bigger reasons. So this guy's just coping. Double or Nothing, SNME, and Battleground were all great, but funny enough, it's at least 76% better when a goofy on Twitter isn't in your mentions telling you what to like or not like. Yeah, that's fair. Comparing two terrible WWE shows next to quite possibly a top 5 AEW pay-per-view ever to non-feel insecure is very funny. Quite possibly a top 5. Okay, the top 5 AEW pay-per-views don't even sniff the top 50 WWE pay-per-views of all time. You could argue that the top 5 AEW shows don't even sniff the top 10 WWE shows of all time. So saying that doesn't even matter. And it wasn't a top 5 AEW show. That's some like recency bias that's going on in AEW fans' minds. I'm telling you, I think about this last Double or Nothing. It was not a top 5 show for AEW. For sure. If I sat down and really thought about it, there's a bunch of events way better than AEW, especially if you count, or in AEW rather than Double or Nothing, especially if you count the first All In, which I do. That was they've had way better shit go on there. And so, we have one more cope and seed, and then we're going to get into the main story here. Or we have 2 more cope and seeds, okay? So this guy, Pin to Win, says, when WWE books 3 events the same weekend as an AEW pay-per-view, it's specifically to keep these bored fans in the dark. Why would they be bored when they have all that entertainment? And why would they be in the dark when it's specifically over the AEW shit, and we all know that? To keep their entire perception of pro wrestling strictly informed by them. This is insane. And these people all have me blocked, by the way, pre-blocked. And then this Latino America guy goes, the detail is that it was proven that not even scheduling their shows on the same day as AEW's could they eclipse the incredible pay-per-view AEW had last night. Everyone was talking about the great Ospreay and Hangman match. Yeah, that's the great Ospreay and Hangman's match. And these run-on sentences, that's Dave's fucking burner right there. Because he loves Lucha too. AEW fans, Latino America. That's Dave. We found his burner. Oh shit, Dave. We found your fucking burner, dude.
Baby, learn. Meltzer Inferno.
So this guy, Double Up, says, my son is 4 and he doesn't even what WWE is. When he wants to watch wrestling, he says, can we watch AEW? His favorite wrestlers are Swerve and Ospreay. His experience of wrestling growing up will be totally different. Yeah, well, that's shitty, but also, like, because you guys are always like, oh, you're not even real wrestling fans, so you're just blocking out other wrestling. But not only that, like, your kids watch what you show them. So it's like, yeah, if you don't show him WWE, he's not going to know what that is. It's just like a retarded thing to say. And then Meltzer said what? had this to say. He goes, "Don't ever again try to tell us that any of these phony stands give two shits about Janelle Grant, abuse against women, workers' rights, or any of the other bullshit. These clowns have all gone justice for Jussie and all that shit over Del Rio's champ." So Lucha Blog is like, "I sat through a year of AAA doing Alberto as the center of the universe with the idea that he'd finally lose at the biggest show of the year, and instead he finally lost in a graphic on WWE Raw. This was not ideal. This is the booker you counted on, eh?" So like Lucha Blog getting attacked by people. He's not a fucking wacko or a sicko. Jesus Christ, man. This is what happens when you're owned by the Fed and shit. None of these people going after Lucha Blog. Like, fuck. Fed fans already putting their stamp of approvals on shit that completely disregards the actual fan base. Didn't see that coming down Main Street in a cab. Holy fuck, man. They just showed a different graphic in a different region. Have you ever seen the Black Panther movie poster in China? You guys ever see that? Shut the fuck up, man. They just showed it to the people who watch TV in America. Look, this is for the title. It's for this Mexican belt. Come watch this show if you don't. It's on YouTube. They know the internet fans were going to know. Okay. And those people basically, I mean, you guys already know what's coming next, but they are most definitely.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard, coping and seething.
So Rob Van Dam has been getting sort of attacked by this lady. He's going back and forth with this lady here, Liv Savage, who is a wrestling personality, producer, host, professional wrestling personality, mixed media creator, a foodie. And so she tweets out, "I wasn't going to say anything, but now I'm pretty pissed, RVD. Why don't you have Kenny Casanova on your show instead of talking shit about Sabu's book nonstop? This was a labor of love, not some project to get himself over. Kenny has been in the wrestling biz for 30 plus years." Van Dam has a quote, and he says, "We literally beat the shit out of each other until we were dead every day." That's a literary genius right there, Liz. And then Liz says, "It's disappointing you choose to complain so vocally now when you had the ability to voice your opinion on it before it was even published. You could have been more involved in the process back then. You could have read and asked for edits. I know Taz did. Others did too." And Liz says, "I also know for a fact you were asked to be involved from the start because I asked you at Nash's party that night. Melissa also asked you. Kenny asked you. I'm sure Sabu did too. I'm sorry you didn't take it as seriously back then as you are now." Van Dam says, "Kenny interviewed me and then wrote something completely different than how I talk. He made me sound like a dipshit. I haven't been very vocal, but since you want to talk about it so much, grab a shovel." Yeah, this guy says, "Apparently it's your fault. You've been misquoted." Exactly. But, okay, so Van Dam says, "Kenny interviewed me." Yeah, so he quote tweeted and copy and pasted the same thing just to sort of get his narrative out there. And then this guy, Cow with Glasses, says, "Damn, RVD, in the last 3 months, you've been told you don't know anything about wrestling, and now you don't know your best friends. Sorry, man, it's hell out there." Because a bunch of people are like, "Well, Sabu liked the book, and da-da-da." And Van Dam said, "And apparently I don't even know my own words, according to the stupid and pissed off cunt, allegedly." Liz Savage, "Oh, you got to do it in an Irish accent, and then it's okay." Why'd you go quiet, Lizzie? Did someone tell you you're not helping their case at all and shut the fuck up? And yeah, that's what did happen. So that's, I think, what happened. So here we go. So then Liz goes, "I'm disappointed." So, okay, Van Dam responds to NWAlegends.com, who says there's a lot of shitty writers that do it for the love of the business. Van Dam says, "I'm inspired by Liz Savage to take a good look at this book and talk about it more specifically on my podcast. Thanks, Liz." Then Liz goes, "I'm disappointed that you're acting like a mark, as if you are the authority on Sabu over Sabu himself. Sabu had full creative control over the book, yet you choose to slander something you never even bothered to read, bro." And then Van Dam says, "Did you miss the part where I said 100% of what I read was bullshit? No, I'm going to read more, and I am 1,000%. I'm going to get more bullshit. Investigation into the book requested by Liz." It's unfortunate, but yeah, Liz saying like, "Oh, this, Sabu himself okayed this whole book." I don't know, man. Rob Van Dam is like family, bro. I would just kind of like, maybe fucking chill on that. You know what I mean? And that, ladies, I don't even know. I'm not involved, but that's their argument, and hopefully they get it figured out. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our Sicko segment.